He told her the truth once, simply, directly. No drama around it, no softening, no careful arrangement of words designed to land without bruising anything. Just the truth, the way men tell it when they are being genuine. And she lost her mind. Not because he lied, because he did not. That is what nobody explains. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. To try something with me. Picture a man and a woman having a disagreement. He listens. He thinks. He says clearly and without ornament what he actually believes is true. He is not cruel. He is not dismissive. He is just honest in the way that feels natural to him. Direct. Efficient. Here is what I see. Here is what I think. Here is what makes sense to me. Now picture her response. You already know what happens. You have lived it. The temperature in the room changes before he has finished his sentence. Something behind her eyes shifts. And suddenly the conversation is not about the thing they were discussing. It is about the way he said it. The fact that he does not understand. The fact that he always does this. The fact that he is completely missing the point in a way that itself becomes the new point. And he is standing there genuinely confused because he said the true thing. He said the accurate thing. He said exactly what he saw. And somehow that is the problem. It is not that she cannot handle the truth. It is that the truth he told was not the thing she was actually asking for. And nobody told him that those were two different requests. I did this. For years. To men who deserved better than the confusion I handed them every time they tried to be straight with me. Here is the mechanism. When a woman brings something to a man, a problem, a feeling, a situation she is turning over in her head, she is almost never making the request that it sounds like she is making on the surface. On the surface, it sounds like she wants information, an answer, a perspective, the thing he can see from where he is standing that she might be missing. And he provides it, efficiently and in good faith. Because that is what was asked for. What was actually asked for was something underneath the question, something that had nothing to do with the answer. She wanted to know if he was with her. Not ahead of her, not correcting her, not solving her, not standing outside the experience, handing her a better map. With her, inside it, feeling the weight of it alongside her before doing anything at all about it. The simple truth arrived too fast, and a truth that arrives before she feels accompanied does not feel like honesty. It feels like dismissal. It feels like he looked at the thing she brought him, evaluated it, and handed it back with a verdict. And the verdict, however accurate, closes a door she needed to stay open for a little longer. He is not wrong. She is not crazy. They are operating from completely different assumptions about what the conversation is for. For a man, a conversation about a problem is for solving the problem. You identify it, you address it, you move through it. The conversation is a vehicle for resolution. The faster you get to resolution, the better the conversation went. Efficiency is care. Getting to the answer quickly means you took it seriously. For a woman, a conversation about a problem is often not primarily about the problem at all. It is about the experience of having the problem, about being seen inside it, about the relationship between her and the person she brought it to, being confirmed as a place where she is safe to be unresolved for a moment without being handed an exit before she is ready for one. These are not compatible operating systems running the same program. They are two different programs entirely. And nobody issues a manual at the start of a relationship explaining which one is running at any given moment. I sat across from a man once who was genuinely trying to help me. I had brought him something I was struggling with, and he listened carefully. And then he told me, clearly and kindly, exactly what he thought I should do. And I felt something close to rage. Not because he was wrong, he was not wrong. Because the moment he offered the solution, he stopped being present with me in the problem. He moved to the answer, and I was still in the feeling. And the gap between where he went and where I still was felt like abandonment dressed up as helpfulness. I did not have that language then. I just knew I was angry, and he was confused. And neither of us understood why the honest answer had made everything worse. Here is what drives women crazy about the simple truth. The simple truth is a closed door. It ends the conversation. It resolves the tension. It moves both people past the moment. and she was not ready to be past the moment. She needed to be in the moment a little longer with someone who was willing to stay in it with her. The simple truth said, "I have processed this. I am ready to move on." And she heard, "I am not interested in staying here with you." That is not what he meant, but that is what landed. Now, here's the part I want the men watching this to actually use. The fix is not complicated. It does not require you to become someone who withholds what he actually thinks. It does not require you to perform an emotional availability that does not feel natural. It requires one thing before the truth: acknowledgement, not agreement, not validation of something you do not actually believe. Just the simple confirmation that you heard what she brought you and you understand why it matters to her before you say anything about what you think of it. Not that is a tough situation. What do you think you should do? Not the coached active listening response that she will see through immediately because it has no warmth in it. Something real. Something that says, "I am here. I am with you. I see why this is sitting on you." And then the truth. The same truth you were going to say anyway. The truth does not change. The sequence does. That single shift in sequence changes everything about how the truth lands. Because now it is not a verdict. It is something offered by a man who was with her in the problem before he helped her out of it. And a truth offered by someone who was genuinely present with you in the difficulty is a truth you can actually receive. I know that feels like an extra step for something that should not require an extra step. And you are right that it should not require it. In an ideal world, honest and direct would always be enough. But you are not operating in an ideal world. You are operating in a relationship with a specific woman whose nervous system processes connection and truth in a specific sequence. And knowing that sequence is not weakness. It is just information. The same way knowing how an engine works is not weakness. It is what lets you actually drive the thing. To the woman watching this, who has made a man feel like his honesty was a failure, I know you were not trying to punish him for telling the truth, but that is what it felt like from where he was standing. And a man who gets punished enough times for being straight with you will stop being straight with you. Not as a decision, as a survival response. And the day he stops telling you the true thing is the day the relationship starts running on a story instead of reality. And a relationship running on a story eventually runs out of road. Let him tell you the truth, even when it arrives faster than you were ready for, even when it skips the step you needed. Tell him about the step instead of making him pay for missing it. He is not skipping it because he does not care. He is skipping it because nobody told him it was part of the conversation. Now you know, both of you. Drop your story in the comments. I am not asking for engagement. I am asking because I actually want to know where you are, what this stirred in you, what you are still sitting with. And if this reached something real, subscribe. Not for the algorithm, because this channel exists for one reason only: to tell you the truth about love, with enough honesty to actually change something. I am Miss Anna. Eyes open, heart ready. I will see you in the next one.